All right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakodash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elder bishops at Great Millstone. All right, and the elder high priest who taught them as well. And peace and blessings, shalom to the Most High's hopeful elect. All right, the true believers across the four winds of the earth. I'm the brother Yagadal. I'm a one from GMS Houston, back on another lesson. All right, and I was reading the book of Malachi. All right, the first chapter, and got to the infamous fourth verse, all right, where it speaks about Edom, all right, being identified as the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever, okay, which indignation means righteous anger, okay, so there's a people on earth today, all right, regardless of what you Christians, all right, mainly you Edomites, all right, you're trying to run from your heritage and your true identity according to the Bible because of what's attached to your nation, all right, which is being the wicked of the earth, okay, all right, condemned for a special judgment, man, because of the wicked works that you would do, all right, according to the lot that the Most High chose for you. Okay, and these Christians always jump up trying to say that the Edomites was done away with. All right, they're not here today. Well, before I get into this chapter, let's get a quick precept. Ecclesiastes 4:16, it says, there is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So just hitting the point, beginning of the verse, there is no end to all the people. Okay, so there's no nation that was in ancient days. All right, and now fast forward to 2025, and they don't exist all of a sudden. Okay, so the Edomites are here on the earth, and they're thriving. Okay, all right. So, matter of fact, let's get a couple of precepts on that. All right, this is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, so who's running the earth right now, man? Who's, think of every nation, and what nation of people or race of people have the dominant influence in the earth today? All right. Whose money is on the dollar bills, man? Okay. Who has a damn McDonald's in everywhere you go? In countries where the cow is worshipped, you'll see a McDonald's. Okay. Whose language is the language of the sky? Okay. In order to be a pilot, you have to know English. Okay. That in language is attached to the so-called white people. Okay, you go and do big business, all right, global business and certain meetings amongst the nations. What attire do you see? All right, you see suits and ties, man. That's the attire, all right, put up through the so-called white man. Okay, all right, he's in control of the earth, and it said he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. All right. All right, while I'm making this point, I'm going to grab another precept to go with that. All right, this is First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen, okay, so this is the heathen, all right, they're the subject matter. Who are these heathen? It says, and sought to paint the likeness of their images. So what is the book of the law? We can get specific and go into the 5 books of Moses, man. Okay. And I'm just using that specifically, all right, because it's stated the book of the law, all right, which the whole scriptures, this devil has taken our forefathers and whitewashed the images, all right, and placed, all right, images of so-called white men in the place of our forefathers who were men of color. Okay. This the term iconoclasm. All right. So just wanted to go on that real quick to show that Esau Edom, all right, is ruling the earth right now, man. Okay, the so-called white race. Okay, at the top, All right, these gutter rats, the elite, okay, which later in this lesson we're gonna get into Amalek, man. Okay, so let's get into Malachi, the first chapter. This is Malachi 1:1 in the KJV. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau." So we've already established through the scriptures that Esau is still on earth today. So there's a people on earth that the Lord has hatred towards. Okay, he's a power that doesn't change. He didn't make no mistake. He didn't have a change of heart. None of that madness. All right, it says, "And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will rebuild, we will return and rebuild the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down." And that's the beauty of this man rising to this level of power. All right, off so the Most High can make it an example as he did with the Pharaoh in Egypt. Okay, by taking down the known power in the earth. Now he's about to do it again, or in a grander fashion, okay, with his only begotten son. Okay, all right, and what? Through thermonuclear fire, Babylon is going to be completely wiped out, all right, through thermonuclear fire, man. Okay, the Lord's going to throw down this man's kingdom, his whole beast system, all right. When you go into 2 Peter 3:10, the latter part of the verse, it speaks about what? The very works therein being burned up by that fervent heat. All right, so the very ways of this wicked beast system and this Edomite, all right, spirit is going to be done away with, man. Okay, but let's get to the point of the verse which sparked this lesson. It says, "They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever." Now, real quick, all right, this is Exodus. All right, now, when you go into Amalek, all right, which this chapter, Amalek was the first ones, all right, to meet Israel after we fled out of Egypt, man. Okay. Let's Yeah, I'm going to jump around in this chapter a little bit, but this is Exodus chapter 17, and I'm going to get straight to the point. 17:8, it says, "Then came Amalek." This is after, all right, we were delivered out of Egypt. All right, it says, "Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim." It says, "And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill of with the rod of Yahweh Shai in mine hand." So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. All right, it says, "But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon." And this, so it's tell you, this was a long fought battle. This wasn't just one of those little TBN specials, a little clinking of some swords. This was drawn out. All right, to where they had to sit a stone under Moses. All right, so he'd be able to hold the rod up so Israel could prevail. All right, it says the one on the one side and the other on the other side. Okay, so they had to stand there with him. All right, and basically hold him up. Yeah. All right. It says, "And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua comforted Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it uh, Jehovah Nissi. All right. It says, for he said, behold, because the Lord have sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay, so I just wanted to get the backdrop on why the Lord made this statement in the 16th verse, because Amalek were the first ones to come out to battle against Israel once they were freed or delivered from Egypt. Okay, now what we want to do here is tie Esau's raggedy ass to his grandson Amalek. Okay, all right, to show you this is the border of wickedness. All right, these are the people that the Most High have indignation or righteous anger with. All right, forever. All right, so this is Genesis 36 and 1. It says, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. All right, it says, Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Ali Bama, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashemat, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nabajot. It says, and Adah bare Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemat bare Ruel. It says Riel. It says, and Ahalabama bare Jeush and Ja'alim and Korah. These are the sons of Edom, of Esau. It says, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And he took wives, and Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house and his cattle and all his beasts and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. All right, and that's about to get into the lineage, all right, of Esau. Okay. It says, verse 9, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. All right. It says, these are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Riel, the son of Bashemat, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zapho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. And these were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. All right, so Amalek was what? He was a grandson, all right, to Esau. Okay, just wanted to establish that connection, man, because all right, this is who the border of wickedness is. This is who the wicked is. Okay, all right, this is who the Lord has indignation with forever. Okay, now let's jump over here to First Maccabees, the first chapter. All right, because all right, historians like to say civilization started with the Greeks. Okay, well, the scriptures say otherwise, man. I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is following Alexander the Great's death. All right, and his four generals reigning. Okay, this is First Maccabees 1:9. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Evils meaning bad times, man. So when the Greeks came into power, all right, evils multiplied, man. Bad times came about, all right, through the reign of the Greeks, man. All right, their wicked reign, man. All right. We'll grab this Sirach 10 and we can end it on this, man. Just want to establish, all right, through the scriptures, who is the border of wickedness, all right, and the people whom the Most High have indignation with forever, all right, to be specifically identified all the way down to Amalek, man, all right, who's running the earth right now, and the Lord is getting ready to bring great judgment upon, all right, after he gets done using them to bring about, all right, World War III and MLTB, okay? This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, and starting at verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right, and that's clearly not what we have right now, pursuant to, matter of fact, I think I have that on deck. Real quick, this is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So clearly, the wicked is in rulership right now. Okay? So back to Sirach 10 and 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And just wanted to go in and just to back up being the border of wickedness, man. All right, wherever this man has touched down, death has followed, man. All right, not only through his war, all right, and conquering, okay, but through his leadership, all right, through his legislation, his philosophy, his ideology, Christianity, all right, democracy, all right, women's rights. All right. This is why this man is the border of wickedness, because wherever he goes and touches down, all right, evil comes and follows, man. Death follows. Disorder follows. All right. Verse 3, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So we're currently under the rule of the Amalekites in the earth, and they are unwise. All right, they're not only destroying the people of earth, but they're destroying themselves as well, man. All right. If a man do evil to himself, how can you trust this motherfucker, man? You can't. All right. He's doing a perfect job of fucking up the earth, man. All right. So I'm going to hit verse 4 and 5 to give the remedy to the rule of Amalek, man, which the Lord is about to bring this war against Amalek to an end, okay, by conquering not only them, but all the nations of the earth, all right, by sending his only begotten son back, all right, with his glory, all right. So this is verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, which is Yahushua. In the hand of the Lord is the prosperity of man. Upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. All right. So this is what the Lord is getting ready to do. He's getting ready to bring that stone, all right, Yahushua, to smash the toes, man. Okay, which is the this whole Edomite, all right, kingdom, all right, and the beast system, all right, all of the European nations, all right, these Edomite nations that's in rulership, man, all right, but along with that, all right, all the other nations as well, man, okay, all right, so this Lord is coming back to do what? Do away with the system set up by NATO and the EU, okay, and establish a righteous order fashioned behind, all right, the perfect law of the Most High. All right, so Esau, Edom, all right, Amalek is the border of wickedness, okay, and the Lord has promised war with them from generation to generation, all right, and they're still on the earth today, contrary to what Christians teach, all right, so that's it for this lesson. All right, Yahushua willing, it was edifying. All right, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Yahudash. Double honor to our apostles and the bishops at Great Millstone and the elder high priest who taught them as well. And peace and blessing. Shalom to the Most High's hopeful elect. Keep fighting, keep pushing. We almost out of here.